guess that wasn't part of your gambit before this happened. So take us back a little bit to what got you to this sort of stage. You know, you didn't suddenly get a visionary moment. You were quite seriously ill, weren't you?
I was. Got the connecting flight about 9 o'clock and got there, and that was that. I'd been there a week and got a bit of flu, and I wasn't surprised. I thought, well, I'm pretty wrapped up when I went out, but even so, mate, it was cold. I've not experienced minus 15. It was a steady minus 15, but the apartment was warm.
Yes.
But, you know, when we went out for a restaurant, shopping, wherever it was. And then I sort of got a bit of flu, and Nat went and got the things for the medication from the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Cooked some really good, healthy, you know, Eastern European, if you like, you know, food.
Yeah.
And I was okay.
Yeah.
Taxi back to Tiraspol on January the 10th, the end of that thing. The next day, January the 11th, I had to register at this little town hall place because I was going to be in Tiraspol for more than 10 hours.
All right.
So you have to register. 10 hours. So I was doing that, and also to get a bottle of Coke for her so she could finish her whiskey off that night.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
Because I was flying home the next day.
Yeah.
Back to Luton.
Right.
All booked.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the hypermarket, all of a sudden my lungs felt like they were on fire. From nowhere. From absolutely nowhere. My feet were lead weights. I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'm not even going to get... I'm not
even
even going to get to the checkout.
No.
I'm not even going to get there. And they had an area where you could have a coffee and a pastry. And so I just slumped in a chair. January the 11th. The next time I opened my eyes, it was January the 24th.
Wow.
You know, I didn't know that when I opened my eyes. I opened my eyes to find myself with tubes.
Yeah.
Just
wired for sound, as they say.
Wired for sound, hooked up to some. I looked like an irrigation system.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Big machine, and I thought, right, okay. This had been shut for a couple of weeks, so it was quite hard to process.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was so chilled out.
Right.
When I think back.
But were you chilled out because of the medication, or was it just so surreal? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Definitely both.
Yeah.
I hadn't known what had gone on. I had no clue.
No.
The medical staff were on me pretty quick. Hello, you know, sort of. Hello. Right. I'm not in England.
No. You could have been.
I could have been. Absolutely, I'll take that back actually. And how are you?
You tell me. Yeah.
Rest. Didn't tell me anything.
No.
Rest, please rest. A great big room, all on my own.
Yeah.
Incessant care.
Yeah.
It was incessant. It was full on.
Yeah.
Changing whatever was plugged into me, drip wise, needle wise.
Yeah.
What's his blood going round over there for?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That was okay. And that was. And I spent 2 more weeks in the bed.
Right. Conscious.
Conscious then.
Yeah. And were you conscious every day?
Yes.
And during that time that obviously you were out of it, as one would say, from that period of time, did you have any experiences that you knew you were out of it, or was it when you consciously woke you thought, where am I? Which obviously you would, but was there anything else that you had in your mind or your memory from that time or not? That
came
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
That came round about a month, 6 weeks later.
Right.
So
So what was the condition? Sorry, I've stepped you forward, but
right.
what was the condition that you went down with?
Bilateral community-acquired pneumonia.
Right.
Community-acquired pneumonia.
So that's from anyone.
Could have been from the airport.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
The aircon, anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Plus, it had to be something.
Bilateral pneumonia. Bilateral. So fungal pneumonia. Fungal and bacterial mixed together. Lethal cocktail was wiping the major organs.
So it was shutting the organs down, was it?
Shut them down, yeah. Shut them down. Renal failure, congestive heart failure, lungs almost obliterated.
So the percentages weren't good.
95%.
So it was 95% chance that you weren't.
Mortality
rate, okay.
Yeah.
And this is something they've obviously seen before, but it's saying so unusual to have that. And would that have been because you've come from warmer climes into something really cold, and your body's not used to those extremes?
I believe it was. Natalia had obviously spoken to them and said, look, well, Natalia took me. She come and saw me, and then I found, and she said, I took you to the hospital in Tiraspol,
Yeah.
and they told me you were dying,
Yes.
and you would die that day,
Right.
because they didn't have the resources to keep you alive.
So it was an intensive care you'd gone into once you left Tiraspol?
The hypermarket, apparently, she found me, put me in a taxi, off to the hospital.
Right.
Yep, took me straight there, they told her that. Now, I speak to my children, the smartphone, is every day, the smartphone every day, and even today I've spoken, the three of the daughters, not the son.
So there's communication every day to them?
Every day, could be a picture, a text, a phone call, it's very close. So, they haven't heard from me. Now, my youngest daughter, she was 24 then, has anyone heard from Daddy? No. There's the WhatsApp family group. No.
Nothing.
Individually? No, nothing. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's right. He's due home tomorrow. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
So she called the International Red Cross.
I find that amazing to suddenly make that connection.
Intuition?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm wondering whether there's a family link with this spiritual awareness.
It's very intuitive. Very intuitive. And it's annoying as well, because she knows what I'm thinking sometimes. No, Dad, no.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
No. Anyway. So all unbeknown to me, because of course I was
in
a coma for 3 days and unconscious. It was broken down to me. Coma for 3 days, unconscious for 11.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there.
Yeah, right.
And she said, our father is either in some, I don't know if you can help me, he may be in Odessa, in the Ukraine, he could be in Kishinev in Moldova, or Tiraspol in Moldova. Can you please just check the hospitals for us, because something's wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't say the police stations, she said the hospitals. And this hospital was 2 hours away, so it came out to get me with ventilator machines and life-saving equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I found all this out later, and then I stopped breathing, and they thought even though I was on the ventilator, they thought they'd lost me. So they had to intervene to get me going again.
Right. So
that explains another hole that I couldn't account for.
Oh, right.
When I flew to Istanbul.
Oh, right.
Right. So they got me going again, and I arrived with a 95% mortality rate. The Red Cross linked up the children with the hospital, and the hospital staff, the medical teams there, said, your father is here, but I'm afraid it's not very good.
Yeah.
And
expect the worst almost.
Yeah, expect the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hope for the best, and ask everyone to say their prayers.
Yeah.
Or anyone, please, and we need a miracle. I don't, your father probably can't come back from this.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Devastating.
Devastating for them.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing about this anyway. So I flew home. I was repatriated.
Right.
A month later.
Yeah.
Out of this room.
Yeah.
And 5 weeks after being home, I went back. I was compelled to go back to the hospital because of it really was started to sink in. I was given a medical report, translated beautifully, 4 pages, to give to my GP and say, look...
this is what it was?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Give you this. You must give this to your GP when you get back. So I didn't see my GP, I didn't know my GP.
No.
Made an appointment, but I'd had enough of hospitals.
Yeah.
I'd had enough. I was so happy to be
But were you stable enough to be back at home and all that sort of stuff after the time?
I was.
Slow recovery as well, I guess.
Slow recovery.
Yeah.
One of my daughters is a yoga teacher, so it was restorative yoga.
Right.
At home, breathing exercises.
Yeah.
She was full on. My son is a sports psychology, sports science, so he understands.
Yeah.
And so he was putting little muscle building, because all the muscles had gone.
There was a lot of muscle wastage after all that time just being...
Two stone. Yeah, I lost 2 stone.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 stone. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But it wanted toning up.
Yeah.
So I was getting stronger. And my left foot was flapping down. My balance had gone.
And what was your speech like? Did you have your speech okay?
Yeah, that was okay. It was difficult at first, and that's it. And I'm glad you said that. You've just reminded me of something.
Right.
I flew back against their wishes, but I was just compelled. I said, look, I just want to go back to the hospital and thank these people, because the more I think about it, and my GP, when I gave her the 4-page report, I've got to drop this off to you. And I know I've got 10 minutes as an appointment, but I didn't need 10 minutes.
No.
Have it, see you later, I'm gone. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
hello, we've not met. No, we haven't. No, I've got to give you that. I was ill abroad.
Yeah.
And so and I'm not acting now.
No.
I'm not acting. It was the strangest thing. Lady, beautiful lady, GP, Scottish lady. And I'm you.
Yeah.
How are you? I'm alright now. Wow. This you? Do you understand this chemistry part down here, all this chemistry? No, I don't. I don't know what all that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's chemistry of a dead person. Well, apparently I was. At one point.
Wow.
This was diagnosis.
Yeah.
Going in.
Yeah.
Bzzz. We're going to be running late. I was paranoid now when I heard her do this. We got on her intercom. We're going to be running late. I'll call you when I want the next patient in. I said, why have you done that? I'm gone. I don't want to be here. Praise.
Yeah.
I need to understand a little bit more because I think we need to. Okay, look at you. You seem okay, but we need a series of chest. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so she booked up all sorts of specialists, lungs and all sorts.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was interesting what she said, because I was in awe. Not at that point actually. It's when it had all percolated when I sat at home, and the children then gave me their version of what had happened in detail.
Yeah.
And I
It's
thought,
like putting that puzzle back together, wasn't it? Yeah.
Really? They told you that? Oh, okay. They said on day 3, Daddy, they said when you got there, the mood was sombre. It was, and on day 3, the chap was reading your blood gases, and he turned to his team and said, this Englishman's going to live, but I don't know how. And the mood lifted, and and all that, It's very different. And the lady GP here, who I gave that to, said to me, what an honour it was for these people. So she saw it from
their perspective.
She said, this is what we train for.
Right.
I would love to have been there.
That's the ultimate challenge.
Yeah.
On all levels of medical intervention.
This guy's got no chance.
And odds.
Yeah.
That you turned the corner somehow, even with all that intervention, and all the dialysis that went with it, I guess.
Yeah. Renal failure.
Yeah.
And so she went on about that, and I flew back. Now, what was interesting there? Chisinau, Moldova, is not a popular tourist spot. It's not a,
That doesn't roll off the tongue like Spain, does it?
No, there's not that many Englishmen walking about.
No.
It just isn't. But it's a fascinating country, and I just love their culture. I love the way they are.
Right.
They're really pretty poor.
Yeah.
But they're also very giving.
Yes.
They're so humble.
Yeah.
They're so friendly. They're so beautiful people. And bearing in mind, I arrived at the hospital in a coma, so I had no clue, and left out the back door. When I say the back door, it was the back door.
Yeah.
I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Taken out the back into a taxi with the medic.
Yeah.
And flown, and then we drove to the airport, wheelchair job, home.
Yeah. And was that on a normal chartered flight, or was it?
Yes. Normal chartered flight with this repatriation company's medic.
Right.
A Scottish guy, John. A fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Had me in fits.
Yeah.
Driving home.
Not literally, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I'd had enough fits, or whatever they were.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was that. So when I flew back, I went for 4 nights, got an apartment near the hospital.
Yeah.
And found the hospital. I was walking down a tree-lined drive. I thought, wow, this place is really big. This is massive. And it's a big city. And I went in the main doors into the area. If you can just imagine one of our London train stations at rush hour. Yeah. There was that many people, patients, staff, but it was
pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. So I'm looking for the board, and I can translate. You know, I'm looking for ICU. Yeah. No, it's not there. Well, I know this is the hospital, and I was in ICU for a month. So. Yeah. I don't know where it is. I better ask someone. Oh, here's a problem. How is it? So I found, I saw this lady rushing through, white coat, lanyard, phone. I thought she works here. Good. Jumped in front of her literally to stop her. Hello, hello, please. Can you help me? She stopped. This is a massive hospital. Yeah. With a lot of people. Can you help me? And she stopped and looked at me. English? I am. I try. I little English. Better than my whatever. Moldavian or Russian or Romanian. You know, one of those three. Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me where ICU is, please? ICU. Why ICU? Are you visit someone? No. Have appointment? No. Why ICU? And then I said, well, January the 12th, I think, or something, 13th, I was here for 1 month. Are you Ronnie the Englishman? I was looking for Jeremy Beadle.
Yes, camera 3.
Yeah. But and to get the full force of that, as if it was what was going on. There's just so many people around. Yeah. Are you Ronnie the Englishman? Yes. Yeah, I am. Why? Wow. And she said, I said, how do you know? Yeah. I remember you coming here. Look at you. Yeah. Okay. Where's ICU, please? Yeah. She's on the iPhone. A long time. Okay. Follow me. No wonder it wasn't on the board. It was a completely different building. Right. Brand new. Yeah. But, you know. Got nearer. It was a long way. Got there. I was struggling a bit now. I thought, I've come back too soon. Yeah. Hold on.
It's only 3 miles off ago.
Oh. And she said, right, put your scrubs on. Okay, so I did. Hat, mask, things over your shoes. Yeah. The doors opened, and there was this chap standing there who used to come into this big room where I was. I was unplugged slowly as you know, as I was better, yeah. And he would come in with 8, 9, 10 people, students. Yes. I guess, yakking on, pointing at me, pointing at the machine, and they're sort of, you know. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Ooh. And then at the end of each time, 2 or 3 times a week this would happen, he would go, how are you doing? Stop, respond. Never better. Never better. I've googled the airport, Kishinev. It's not far. I'll be over the wall. I want to get out of here. I'll be, you know, where am I going? And I was clearly, I wasn't. And this guy, so that's him. And I thought, there's something special about this guy. There was just something about him. There was just something, when I think back, either spiritual, very reverent about him. Just something special. Yeah, yeah. In his eyes. Very sincere guy. Anyway, so he looked, and this happened. Right? Okay, I mean, the poorest country in Europe. Albania is not as poor. Right. Okay. It is. But you wouldn't know that necessarily. No. And the doors opened, and there he was. Right. So I went, hi. And he went, do you remember being here? I said, well, not the first 2 weeks, but the other 2 weeks. Why? Look at you. Come here. Yeah. Hug. Yeah. And he's welling up. Well, that done me. Yeah. Whoosh, it all come. You should. I said, he said, what are you doing? I said, I've come to say thank you. To say thank you. And I sorted them out. Amazing. Yeah. Come through. Come. This is ICU. And I was there for a month, so I saw all the staff changes and shift changes and everything. Look who's here! It's Ronnie the Englishman! And there was a lady that made me chai. You want chai? You want chai? We know how to. We have chai. Yeah. Okay, I'll have chai. Yeah. You like porridge with frankfurter? Well, I do now.
Yes.
You know?
You serve it, I'll eat it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just amazing. And they were so happy.
Yeah.
Ronnie, look him.
Yeah.
Do you want to see your room? No. No, someone's in it.
Yeah.
Okay. No thanks. And how long are you here for? 4 days. And then he said, can we call the television company back in? Pardon? Can we call the television company back in to film you now? Back in? You haven't seen the film, Ronnie? What film? There's a film of you arriving here. Why? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No.
Why? And he said, come in my office. Sit down. This is the head man. This is such a big guy. He led 30 doctors for 3 days. Not all at the same time.
No.
Turning me around, bringing me back. Saved my life. 30 of them. He said it was political, partly. We were also promoting, or the country was promoting SMERD. It's the new air, sea, ambulance thing. But it was political. Tiraspol, they couldn't save you. The British Embassy, the Foreign Office, they all got involved. Yeah. And I must admit, when you got here, we didn't think we could save you either. You'd already passed away on the way here. They thought they'd lost you. Wow. So when you turned up, 95% mortality rate. Wasn't good. You know I spoke to your children? Yeah, I do. Yeah. And here you are. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Watch the film. That was strange because an ambulance backs up and someone comes on a gurney and I said, who's this in the ambulance? Well, that's you, Ronnie. Oh, really? That's a bit strange. I have no clue about that. Yeah. That's weird. Okay. Then it cuts to me in a bed, in front of the machine, in this isolation unit. Yeah. On the microphone. When was this? Maybe the day after you opened your eyes, maybe? You don't remember? No. I sound like a vegetable. I look like a fossil. You know, what was all that about? You don't remember? I don't remember. And that was my speech, you know. But I don't remember it. I don't remember. I have no clue. Okay, but it was fascinating. Yeah. And why? And that was broadcast on the national TV. Okay. So they come back, we made another film, and that was a lot of fun. Because they kind of scripted it a little bit. Yeah, I had to walk to this, bit of cheesy music. But it was so genuine from the staff. Yeah. They absolutely loved it. Yeah. And I'll go back again. You know, because, you know, moving through chatting to you. Yes. Part of what I want to develop and get to and help other people with. Yeah. You know? I want to go back to the hospital and get some more information from them. I mean, he filled the gaps in for me, this guy. Yeah. He filled 2 weeks' worth of gaps in, and it was quite horrific, really. And when he said to me, I really don't know how you're here, because...
all the signs were body closing down. Yeah.
No, I don't say that to your children.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I told them not to get on an aeroplane. You wouldn't know them anyway, and there probably wouldn't be time, you know? Yeah. It's very, very emotional. And I said cheerio to him, and he didn't say, go and find your purpose. He didn't say that.
No.
He didn't say that exactly, but he inferred it. And there's a translation.
Okay.
But he said, look, I'm not really sure what it is that you do, Ronnie. I got on so well with him.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is that you do for work. I don't really know, but I do know you're a special man. And that's what he said. But that had been, so he said that.
Yes.
The day I was leaving the hospital
Yeah.
with the medic and everything, the day I was due to fly back, this lovely lady doctor came in who I'd only seen one or twice before.
Right.
And she gave me the report and she said, hello, it is so lovely to see you now like this. You know, I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I was still weak, but I was alive. And
Yeah.
I was me.
Yeah, you were talking, but rehabilitation was on the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, just genuinely, and said, you need to look after yourself. Now, you've been given another chance because you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said,
Yeah, the medical diagnosis said it all.
so, you are special. Am I? Okay, thank you. Am I?
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, so good luck. And look after your children and, you know, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So human, so humble,
Yes.
so it's very different, very, very different, the whole thing. So that was that. Okay, so I went home, great celebrations with the children.
Yeah.
They wrapped their arms around me and said, where have you gone? You've disappeared, you know,
Yes.
and everything else. So good that, and we
Yeah.
you know, slowly built up. Then because it had been in the newspapers and reported in several papers over here, an old friend of mine had picked it up. I'm now talking probably, it's February, it was March, it was a month later, or a couple of months later, and one of my daughters said, you're going to get a phone call from Lawrence. Lawrence, really? Haven't seen him for 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And he phoned me and said, look, I was in Kent and you know so-and-so, yeah, and he said, have you read about Ronnie? Fighting for his life and kids and... Okay. So, I've got your phone number from Carly, one of her daughters, right? And I'm talking to him and he said, bloody hell, mate, that was, you know, you've always sailed close to the wind.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's too close.
Yeah. What happened? So I just started to tell him.
Yeah.
And then this, I'm going to call it a hologram.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it. And I'm going back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Did you, I forget how you put it, I'm sorry.
Well, it's almost, did you
I
experience
experience
something?
Not then. However, this hologram appeared in front of my eyes. I could see. So
Yeah.
it didn't black out anything by
No.
It was black and white. It's not a picture, it's not...
No. It's
yeah.
almost, someone used the term like a vision, but not in the
A
negative
vision,
sense.
yeah.
You just could see this.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
crystal, sharpening up,
Yeah.
fine-tuned,
Yeah.
you know. And, what's that? But I recognised it. I'd been there. The taster day,
Yeah.
now's the right